My name is Markus Hofmann. I'm 56. I live in Santa Monica, California. I am the son of Rosemary Hofmann.
I'm Rosemary Hofmann. I'm 91 years old. Right now I'm here and I'm very happy because Markus is a very good son to me.
You're a Californian now, Mom.
Yes.
I want to ask you questions about your life story. The first thing I wanted to ask you was about the role of music in your life, because I know it was such a big passion and you had a very successful profession, both as a performer and a teacher. If you could speak a little bit about how that came to be.
I was, as a little child, I was about 8 years old. My parents thought I was maybe musical talented.
Because of the way that you played spontaneously on these pipes.
Yeah. So they gave me music lessons when I was 8 years old. And the family members of my mother's side, we are all playing accordions or harmonicas, something like that. So I was starting with accordion when I was 8 years old. They built me an accordion which had basses on the left side, so it was a full musical instrument.
You lived in Wiesbaden, Germany, right?
And I lived in Wiesbaden, yes. I started with a very talented musician. He wasn't educated as a teacher, but he was a wonderful musician and a good teacher.
He was your first teacher?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How long did you study with him?
Maybe until I was 10 or 11. My parents thought I should also learn piano, and they rented the piano. They couldn't afford a piano and let me have lessons in the Wiesbaden Conservatory. And I was soon put into recitals. I had to practice every day, of course.
And that ultimately led you to becoming the German Accordion Meister, which is basically the top musician on that instrument in the entirety of the country of Germany. And then that led to your entering this competition in Wiesbaden when you were 21, right, Mom?
I was 4 years in Trossingen. After 2 years, I had already my examination and was traveling with this professional orchestra. And then my parents wanted me to be back in Wiesbaden. And I started teaching. Of course, I started with one student. It took a long time. I had more than 5 students. Because I had so much time on hand, I could practice a lot. I had a goal that was to take part in the yearly German Accordion Meisterships. Because I chose a very special piece by Bach, I won this competition. It's the first time I took part into it. That was something very special. That also helped me then to grow my student numbers in Wiesbaden. And then after about 10 years of teaching, I got married when I was 27. And 4 years after that, I got my first child.
I don't know if you remember, but for your 80th birthday, we took a family trip back to Germany and we visited the concert hall in Wiesbaden where you had played and then won the championship. That was a wonderful experience to see that. And many of your students also were from the American Air Force Base in Wiesbaden.
Yes, somehow through connections with the music store where I bought my music, they connected me with American people. Sometimes I had whole families, mother, father, and children. I ended up to have over 100 students. I couldn't even take single students anymore.
Turned out to be a profitable business, teaching the accordion, right?
I wasn't overpricing anybody.
That's okay. While we're on the theme of music, Mom, I wanted to also ask you, you've talked about how deeply you connect to the music of Bach. And it was a Bach piece, as you mentioned, that you played when you won this championship. Could you just talk about how your spiritual life is influenced by music and the connection to Bach's music in particular?
The more I started piano and was confronted with all this wonderful music, I more and more fell in love with music from that period. Music for me, goes to your soul and can form you. It's beautiful.